Lovely. First of all, Grace, welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, to start things off, I think it's only fair to cover what has been an incredible career so far to date, breaking through into the senior game at both Keynsham and Yeovil, before spending time training with Tottenham, in addition to representing your country at youth level. You've played across Europe, representing the likes of Selfosh in Iceland and Stade Rennes in France, managing to reach the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France, only being knocked out very unfortunately against Nantes, and of course going on to play in Miami before it was called. Is there anything we missed of your illustrious career to date?
No, you got everything. Miami was before Europe, but yeah, good.
For those less versed in non-league English football, can you introduce the wider footballing community to your playing life at clubs like Keynsham and Yeovil?
Of course. It's definitely a different style in England. It's a bit more rough and go, rough and tumble. But it's fun. It's tough. It's really competitive. It's probably got the best league in the world now, I think, the Super League. So yeah, I had the privilege of playing in some of the leagues below it, and training with players who've played in it. But yeah, super high quality and great coaching. Some of the best coaching I've ever had is at Tottenham. And what else can I say about it? Yeah, I don't know if I'd really call England my home because I've been around and about and grew up in Singapore. So yeah, I just felt like another foreign country to play in, really, which is weird.
Now, speaking of Spuds, while you're only at Tottenham for a short period of time, is nonetheless a huge stepping stone in any person's career. As someone who's obviously spent a fair bit of time within the UK, what is that as a player like when you have such a big name in global football come down your door and say, hey, why don't you come down and sort a few things out with us?
Yeah, it was really awesome. I spent only 3 months there over a winter period, but I remember just being super excited to get training every day because we shared the facilities with the men, and the coaching staff was just really professional. And yeah, I was playing with players who had played in the Super League, and they were trying to get up to the Super League at the time, so we were the top of the Championship. So I was playing with a winning side, and yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and it just makes such a difference when you're showing up every day with like world-class facilities and good trainers and people looking after you. Yeah, just loved it. It's cool.
Now, being represent a national team at any level is both a huge honour and very much a stamp upon any footballer's talent and abilities. How would you describe your feelings upon getting selected for the under-19's Young Lionesses?
Feels like a long time ago now, but yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I remember being really stressed though when I used to go. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself to do well, and I wish, like looking back, I just enjoyed the time because yeah, it was competitive, but we trained at St George's Park and another world-class facility. So lucky to have had time there, and trained under Mark Sampson at the time, who went on to be the England coach, which is pretty cool. And yeah, fond memories, but stressful memories. I don't know if I enjoyed all of it. I also, the English thing was weird because I didn't feel associated to England as a country. I somewhat did because my family are from there, but it probably would have made a difference if it was like my home blood team.
Now, from a purely footballing standpoint, what stands out the most from your time within the England setup?
In the England setup, I think St George's Park is just unmatched. To be able to go there for a week and train under great coaches, it really makes you inspired, and it makes you want to play for the country, even if you don't feel like you're from there. Yeah, really fond memories of the place and the space, and just feeling really like inspired by it all. And we had this one particular game which I came on at half time, and we went into penalties, and I remember Hope Powell was there at the time, and I took a penalty and I scored, and I was so buzzing that Hope Powell was watching, and she was the ex-England manager at the time, I think. No, yeah, ex-England manager at the time, and yeah, I don't think I've scored a penalty since that game. I shouldn't be saying that.
And league football, while you're there?
In England?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It felt like quite tough. Like I was quite young when I was playing there. I was like 16, playing within a women's team at Yeovil, and I just remember feeling really small and quite scared again. But no, good, just competitive and rough. Yeah, but I had, again, good coaches and good system.
While certainly famous for a certain Euros victory, Iceland and football overall doesn't tend to crop up as strongly as other European nations. So, what drew you to playing within the Arctic nation?
Yeah, it was a weird one. I remember I got an agent coming out of university, and he was the only agent I knew or had heard of. And it was one of my first offers that came up, and I decided to grab and take it in case another one didn't come through. I think the day before I didn't respond to Portugal in time, and then it just fell through. So you have to make these decisions super quick. So when the next one came through and it was Iceland, I was like, okay, I'm just going to take it. And it's quite a popular step coming out of university for Americans to play there. I think it's because it's like the closest league to Europe from America. And so I just kind of went in a bit blind. I was just a bit excited. I just kind of wanted to play anywhere, really. But it turned out to be the best stepping stone in my career, because I got to play in such a fun league with an amazing team with Selfos, and ended up winning the cup with them, and creating some of my fondest memories through my career with them. So yeah, really random one, but amazing, and a beautiful country. Like on our days off, we'd just go and see a waterfall or a glacier, and it kind of just felt like I was playing football, but also on National Geographic or something. So it was fun.
Quick follow-up to that. What was your biggest takeaway from your time in the land of ice and snow?
Definitely winning the cup with them. It was just unbelievable. They had all the local fans come out and support us and set off flares for us when we came back on the van into the city, and yeah, just the most amazing response from the community. And I think that's what you get when you play for a small town. Kind of get everyone rooting for you. And the people in Iceland who I met were just lovely, and yeah, I'd go back any day.
While many globally fawn over Paris, Rennes might not have immediately had that je ne sais quoi, yet nonetheless a rich footballing history. What was it like to contribute to that rich footballing history at Stade Rennes?
Yeah, it's awesome, really awesome. So lucky to be able to have played in such a good league that France has. Yeah, I remember just being so excited when the offer came through after Iceland, and it was a bit of a no-brainer having to go, because I knew I wanted to play in either the top league in England, Germany, or France, I think, at the time. So yeah, it really lived up to expectations, because we were playing some of the best teams in the world there, like PSG and Lyon, and those were the highlights of the year. Every season I was there, just playing against the likes of some of the big English names or Australian names like Ellie Carpenter and stuff. So yeah, just amazing experience, and a great league, really strong.
Now, playing top flight football in country is an incredible, though it also naturally creates an incredible amount of pressure. How would you describe what it's like to be within such a sporting environment?
Yeah, I definitely felt. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. I definitely felt the pressure um, in France, particularly. I think that's where it turned from being fun to feeling like you were in the pressure cooker a little bit, especially through COVID, where it was just a lack of fans and couldn't go home, and a lack of like space outside of football to wind down and kind of yeah, you can't really have your outlets outside of football. It's kind of all encompassing. So I definitely felt the pressure, but it's when you can handle it, it's good pressure. It's fun, and it kind of makes you play better because you have to, otherwise you look like a fool. But it's that kind of standard where if you make a mistake, you'll stand out rather than if you do something good. So yeah, but pressure is a privilege, right? So it was good, but I had my moments.
Stepping away from the European continent for a moment, the US provides ample opportunities for players to pursue both sporting and academic. What were your experience like of university football within the United States?
Yeah, again, amazing experience. I think for me personally, you're waiting for me to say it's a bad experience. Yeah, great experience. I personally, I think it was great for me because I could use football as a kind of gateway into a better university. I think if I'd stayed in the UK, I would have had to have gone to maybe some, let's say, weaker university maybe because I wasn't so academic, and I would have had to have played club football, and there wasn't this system in England where you could combine your studies and play at a high level. And America offers that so well, and it's got amazing facilities and staff behind it to make you the best player you can be. And I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I'll see if I remember. It was a great opportunity, and definitely recommend it for youngsters who don't know what to do, and they've got a talent and they want to pursue it. So, yeah.
Naturally, to play university football in the States requires you to know both your shit from a footballing and academic perspective. Of course, we all know you smashed your sporting side, but from academic standpoint, that's perhaps a little less famous. So, from an academic perspective, what is your shit, so to speak?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm really trying to figure that out. I've dabbled in filmmaking and my degree at university was filmmaking and media management, and absolutely loved it. 4 years of kind of running around Miami, just making films and understanding the business side of it. But it hasn't led me to a sustainable job, should we say. So I'm trying to pivot, I think, and I'd really love to work with young athletes actually, and go into the kind of mental well-being of things and support players on their journey, something like that.
Given all of your experiences to date, which you have the fondest memories of?
I'd say Icelandic Cup and just training at Selfoss and with the players there. Just an awesome experience. And playing against PSG at our home at the men's stadium in Stade de Reims. Always just so exciting to play there. Miami games, reaching the ACC for the first time in the 4 years was like my third year. That was awesome. And so far this has been, although I haven't played yet, this has been an awesome highlight, getting to Australia and meeting South Melbourne, and yeah, just being here at Lakeside is just an amazing setup. So I'm really excited for the season.
So, of course, being here at Lakeside is a very natural segue into our next question. Given that you played throughout the world, what brings you down under?
I think seeing the World Cup here was a big inspiration, and I've got a lot of cousins here, and one of them in particular said about 6 months ago, have you considered playing in Australia? And I had kind of hung up my football boots by then and thought I'd quit, and but I feel like I still had one more, or I don't know, a couple more seasons in the bag, and was missing it a lot. So I knew I always wanted to come to Australia to travel, but I never knew I wanted to play here until recently. So it's kind of a way of like combining both, kind of being able to play after what I saw at the World Cup, and there'll be time to travel after season, I'm sure.
So far, we've had a pre-season window full of some solid results. How do you feel like the team's placed going into this weekend's first round?
I think we're looking pretty strong. I think we've been unfortunate with a couple of injuries, with in particular. So unfortunately, we'll be off to high pressure start, I think. But despite that, I think we're ready. We've got some really great youngsters who are ready to step up and take those positions. And from the friendlies so far, I feel like we're looking sharp. And everyone's kind of just excited to get going. I think it's been a really long pre-season, and we're just ready to play.
Do you hold any major expectations for the 2024 season?
I think naturally there's expectations when you've won the league before, so I'll just try and do everything I can with the team to make it happen again and try and go back to back. I think we're capable of doing that. It would just it's going to be really hard. Everyone wants to beat last season's winners, but I'm confident. We've got a very high energy team with big ambitions, and yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Moving beyond football for the time being, having travelled so extensively within your career, assumingly you have picked up a few words here and there. So far, how many languages have you managed to acquire throughout your travels?
I'm embarrassed to say not many. I tried to learn, me and my sisters tried to learn Mandarin growing up in Hong Kong. Didn't stick because we moved to Singapore and everyone spoke English. And then Iceland, I didn't even try because it was just a ridiculous language to learn. I think I still remember takfirir, which is thank you very much, which I probably used every day. Yeah, very embarrassed to say, actually, I don't know much. I picked up a bit of French. My listening is good. My conversational, I can get by. Not deep conversations, but I definitely can do football lingo and basics. Getting bread in town. No, yeah, it was kind of required of us to learn a bit of French, obviously, out of respect for the team, and we coached in French. But unfortunately, we had a lot of internationals on our team as well, so it was easy to speak a lot of English within my friendship group. So yeah.
As a twist to our more infamous ending section, as someone who's left an impact on the game globally, it also means you left a bit of an internet trail. Just because everything's written, of course, it doesn't mean it's factual. So, Grace Rapp, it's time to play Truth or Bollocks.
Great.
You were born in Hong Kong. Truth or Bollocks?
Truth.
As a student, you held an exceptional degree of house pride, particularly when it comes to the house song.
True. How the hell did you find that?
You have an exceptional ability of coming across your mates when they're a bit upset. Truth or Bollocks?
Oh, that's nice. I don't know. True, I guess. And I want everyone to be alright, so I don't know where you found that.
You once claimed in an interview that football was all about fireworks. Truth or Bollocks?
Bollocks.
Now, this wouldn't be an LAS interview without this final question. Football wouldn't be the same without the endless displays of emotion, be it on the pitch, up the terrace, or towards inept officials. So on that emotional note, Grace Rapp, what is your favourite swear word?
I can say it? Fuck. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Grace.
Thanks for having me. It's been funny.